My name is Martin Klaassen and welcome to another edition of Light Talk. My last episode I talk about emotional distancing, and I think emotional well-being is definitely will be part of the future of how we develop our profession as lighting designers. I would like in this episode to have a quick look at how it will impact us, and which I think will be areas where we as lighting designers will be confronted with some new norms in regards to what will be the new normal. We don't know really, but I think we can pretty much assume that a couple of things are going to change. I think one of the first elements is that people will become sort of germaphobes. People who want to know whether the space they are in is clean, is germ-free, bacteria-free, virus-free. I think after what we have experienced, I think that is definitely something that will be on people's mind. If you go into a hotel room, if you go into transportation like a bus or a train or an airplane, if you go into an office, toilets, all these kind of things. So one of the very popular ways to fight that is the use of UVC, the short length, short frequency ultraviolet with its peak at 253 nanometers. It's something has been researched by many companies. The IES, the Lighting Research Center has been all focusing in looking at whether that can be applied, and the answer is yes. UVC definitely helps in cleaning up spaces, sanitizing say spaces. It's however a very dangerous technology because it can cause skin cancer, and long exposures to human beings is not good. So it would have to be applied when people are not in that particular space. But it can be done, and from my studies, and I've been doing it for the last 2-3 weeks, I understand that an exposure of 20 to 30 minutes with a certain intensity of UVC lights will actually completely sanitize a room, as long as it's exposed to the direct light of UVC. So that's an interesting proposition. The only point that we feel and we find is that UVC, to be efficient, is using the old technology. The old gas discharge technology, like the T5 and T8 fluorescent type lamps, tubular lamps. They're also more compact, medium discharge lamps and amalgam driven types, but overall that's the technology. So it's a bit big. We talk about the 19 and 28 millimeter tubes, the one we used from the old fluorescent times. But it seems to work. So it's something that as lighting designers we probably will be confronted with in the very near future. Actually today you already see it's happening, that people are inquiring, can I use UVC lights? So something that we as lighting designers are diving into now and see whether we can incorporate that into our lighting designs. Because people will want to know and will have that comfort feel that when they step into a space, it has been sanitized, and I think that will be part of our job in the future. So we're focusing on that to understand that and what it means for us as lighting designers. The other element that I found is that there's this thing that somebody called interconnected wellness. This is the thing that is part of social distancing, but at the same time we want to be in the same space to work with each other. So how do we assure that in the post-COVID-19 era we can actually do that without getting too close to each other? I mean, over time, once the vaccine is there, I think it will not be that much of an issue, but certainly in the immediate future, this is something that people will want to track. And that's where smart lighting comes in, smart and interconnected lighting in terms of using sensors, so that you can see where people are. You can have motion sensors, presence detection, and it's not difficult to see that, just like this app that you can download on your phone, the Trace Together, that was developed by Singapore. You can also use sensors in a building to understand where people are, and you can have real-time updates on how people move in space, and which areas are critical areas and which areas work well. So smart lighting in terms of having sensors that detect space usage will be something that, that will be certainly part of future design. In terms of smart sensors, just a quick feedback on the UVC. In order to make sure that it's safe to use, we would have to need to apply sensors for UVC as well, but it would have to be reverse logic sensors, because the sensor would need to switch off UVC if somebody enters the room, just on the point of having smart, intelligent control systems. Last but not least, I think the other element that will play a big role in the future is human well-being. We will need so-called well-being tools to apply to our lighting designs, I think. Health has become everybody's first priority, and we can certainly contribute to that with lighting. Lighting can be created as tunable circadian lighting, and I think things like that in many spaces will become more and more important when we apply that in our lighting designs. And I think making our clients aware, and I think in many cases our clients will come back to us as well, asking us for this kind of human-centric approaches to lighting design. So that is, to me, one of the three main factors that I see affecting at this moment our lighting design. There will be a need to redevelop light fixtures to accommodate all this, so there's a bit of research and development needed. I'm working with two parties on that to see how we can improve our lighting design systems, lighting fixtures to accommodate these demands. But it's certainly something that will become part of what we do as lighting designers. I mentioned quality, reliability, and trusted names will be of bigger importance. Whether all our lighting projects will continue in the same way, I would imagine governments will push a lot of projects to stimulate the economy. Tourism, as I can see, I just read just a few days ago that hotel occupancy in China has already been back up to more than 50%, which is encouraging news. Australia is opening up as well and will soon allow domestic travel, other countries as well, and people that have been locked up for quite some time, I think we'll be looking forward in getting out there and traveling a bit, even though it may be domestic at first. I'm also itching to move. I'm not used to be at home for such a long time. I'm normally somewhere in another country every other week. So having been locked up for the last 2 months is a novelty for me. I don't say I don't like it. It's giving me opportunity to do a lot of other things. But as soon as travel will be possible, I'm pretty sure I'll be on a plane to somewhere. Australia probably be my first destination. So that's it for me for this week. I think there is light at the end of this tunnel. Maybe it's UVC light, but there's definitely light at the end of this tunnel. We need to stay inspired, stay motivated, and stay safe.